Hello, it's Ashton Lewis.
And I'm Daphne Lynn.
And you are listening to the
NDE World Podcast.
Welcome to the NDE World Podcast. I am your host, Ashton Lewis. In the studio with me, my lovely hostess, Miss Daphne Lynn. Hello, Miss Daphne Lynn.
Hello, Ashton Lewis. How are you this day?
Very good. Good.
Yeah.
As good as
awesome.
I can be, I guess.
That's awesome.
As good as I make it, right?
That is so very true.
It's all in the mind, right?
Yes, which ties perfectly in with today's lesson on the monkey mind.
Monkey mind.
Yes, the UDO.
Yeah, I'm sure some of you out there has heard of the monkey mind. If not, well, hopefully by the end of today's episode,
You don't know what it is.
yeah, you'll know what it is, and not
How to
only what it
control
is, but how to deal with it too.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and put a plug in for the website. Those of you who are new, welcome. Those who are returning, welcome back. And don't forget to go to the website. That's NDE.world for more information on who we are, what we do, all kind of cool stuff. Tons of podcast episodes on different topics, different subjects, and bookstores, videos, anything related to personal development, spiritual growth, the world of near-death experiences, and the supernatural, conscious awareness, and really growing your consciousness as not only as an individual but as a whole. That's why we're here. So it reminds me of the reason why we put together our Facebook group. So we can all build this consciousness together and this awareness together. So while you're there at NDE.world, don't forget to click the Facebook group button and join our Facebook group, because that way we can all interact with you guys. Anybody has any questions or just want to talk or anything you want to comment on, we can personally interact with you and answer any questions. And we have experts and people with firsthand experience in our group that I'm sure will be happy to chime in as well.
Yes, most definitely. Go over there and click that button.
Yeah.
And then join.
Yeah, NDE.world. That is
NDE.world.
Okie dokie. Let's get things rolling here. Now, we have to understand the basic foundation of everything. In fact, my understanding is one of the first main principles in the Hermetic belief system, and that is that all is mind. Okay?
Yes.
All is what we call God, mind, spirit, whatever. But you have to understand that everything is mind. Once you understand that, then you can understand that we have the ability to tap into mind and, get in harmony with mind, get our minds in balance and under control. And a lot of times when we do that, we have to deliberately make time for mindful practices.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just run through everyday life 3 speeds, fast, faster, and fastest, and expect to get too far in the long run.
Right.
You need to take a break every day, set a certain time aside where you can be alone with you and your thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
and be able to focus, go inside and be mindful of what's going on. Now, when you get into this state and trying to obtain this mindfulness or this calmness of mind, should I say, there's this phenomenon, and we're going to be jumping into it here shortly, that is often referred to as the monkey mind. Okay?
Mind chatter.
Yeah. And what happens is when you sit down and try to rest your mind and just kind of calm down, what's going to happen is the mind's going to be throwing all kind of other stuff. What about this? What about that? Oh, did you do that? Did you do that? Oh, I can't believe what happened to that. Yesterday, last week, it's just going crazy, and so that's the monkey mind. So what we have to do is we have to figure out ways and methodologies to actually tame the monkey, get the monkey under control.
Controlling the ego is what it is.
It is. It's all tied in with it. It really is. So this chapter 6 in the book, it's all about UDO. Again, you can find that at the bookstore on the NDE.world website. Chapter 6 is The Monkey Mind, Controlling Mental Agitation. Introduction to the monkey mind. The term, quote-unquote, monkey mind is a metaphor that describes a restless, agitated, and chaotic state of mental activity. Just as a monkey leaps from branch to branch, our minds often jump from thought to thought, creating a whirlwind of distractions, anxieties, and mental clutter. I like how they worded that, mental
me
clutter.
too.
This incessant mental chatter can significantly impact our mental and spiritual well-being, preventing us from achieving inner peace and clarity. In this chapter, we will explore the concept of the monkey mind, its effects on our lives, and practical techniques for calming the mind and attaining mental clarity. By understanding and addressing the monkey mind, we can enhance our overall well-being and create a more focused and serene inner environment.
Yes, I love this. I mean, I really do. And it really just brings to mind all the different sacred texts out there that tell us to renew our mind, from the Bible to the Bhagavad Gita, the Quran. There's all these sacred texts that help us to be aware of our mental state.
Right.
So from the beginning, we got those trying to help us with calming the mind and renewing it, helping you to adjust to controlling it.
Do you have a couple of examples you can share of those, if you don't mind? I mean, just a short little bullet point there.
Okay.
I know the Bible speaks of it.
In Romans, it says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And that's Romans 12.
And anytime you read Romans, or a lot of the, this is not a religious program, but it's all connected in its own way. Romans, when it talks about that, renewing your mind, the Christ within, it's talking about Christ consciousness. It's talking about raising your consciousness, get rid of that ego, the worldly desires and things like that,
Right.
and renew your mind. Work towards being Christ consciousness, and that's what it's referring to. So what about some of the other books?
Okay, so the Bhagavad Gita, it says, a lamp in a windless place does not flicker, so the disciplined mind of a yogi remains steady in the meditation on the self. The Tao Te Ching. Can you cleanse your inner vision until you see nothing but the light? Can you step back from your own mind and thus understand all things? I mean, the list just really goes on and on.
Yeah.
This is just a couple of the top ones.
Examples, yeah.
Yeah, so, we're admonished from time's beginning to have a sound mind and how to control by meditations and just renew your mind. So,
and it's mindfulness. In other words, be mindful. In other words, be aware. That self-aware
is one of the universal laws. There's the universal law of mind, and then there's the universal law of mindfulness, which coincides right along with what we're reading today. The steps in what we're covering in this chapter is in the law of mind and in the law of mindfulness. So they go hand in hand.
It does. It really does. And let's go ahead and jump into it. When it says here, understanding the monkey mind. Number 1, the nature of mental agitation. Now, the monkey mind is characterized by its constant activity and lack of focus. It manifests as a stream of thoughts, worries, and distractions that pull our attention in multiple directions. This state of mental agitation can be caused by various factors, including stress, anxiety, unresolved emotions, and habitual thought patterns. When our minds are in a state of agitation, we may experience difficulty concentrating, heightened emotional reactivity, and a sense of mental fatigue. This relentless mental activity can also contribute to feelings of restlessness and dissatisfaction, making it challenging to find peace and contentment.
Which leads to depression, and you see so many people depressed. And that probably has to do with everything going on in the monkey mind.
Yeah. When I was training in neurolinguistic psychology back in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, it was about a 15, 20-year span there. One of the things that we are trained or taught is, emotional states are all built on structures. They have certain things that create those states, and part of the state of depression, and this is across the board because humans experience it, expression the same way that they experience anger or they experience love or joy. That's one of the things that makes us human. Now, IR is one of the pyramids, the point of a person in depression or any kind of state. And IR is your internal representations. In other words, what's going on in your mind? The foundation of most depressions are something is going on in the mind. Okay, that's the IR, internal representation.
Okay,
so
that's what I was going to ask.
That really ties into this. So.
Okay, so what was IR? But it's kind of like the map is not the territory?
Yes and no, but that's kind of different. The
It is,
map
okay.
is not the territory. Is one of the foundational beliefs of NLP. That is that there is a reality out there, that we're all trying to find. Okay, but we all have our own maps of reality. That's the ego-driven. Okay. Now, your map is the map that you've made of reality. What you think is this, what you think is that, what you've been taught is this, what you've been taught is that, what you believe is this, what you believe. That's your map. It's just your map, okay? And it's just how you perceive the world, how you represent the world, but it does not mean that that's what the world is. Correct. Yeah. And none of us know what reality is. You see, none of us. That's what we're all trying to strive for. Reality is a whole different dimension. You see?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
We look around and we think this is reality, but it's
this is
more to it than
the
that.
theater, the play, the movie we're living out.
Now, when you're speaking of the map is not the territory, the way this metaphor is explained, take for example, if you give somebody a map, it can be a book map, it can be a flat map, it's some kind of map of something. Say that in the United States, okay, take one of the states in the U.S.
Oh.
The
Point
map
to
can
where
be
you
anywhere.
live. What state you live in.
Yeah. And what I would do is say, for example, you ask a person, give them that map and say, where is Alabama? Okay. And 9 times out of 10, they are going to take and point their finger at the representation of the map. They're not pointing towards Alabama, if that makes any sense. So it's just a map of the territory, but the map is not the territory.
Yeah,
because and that's what confuses a lot of people. They think just because we experience something that's what reality is. It's not. Right. Reality is what you make it.
Right.
So I don't want to get too sidetracked on that. But anyway, let's move on. Number 2, impact on mental and spiritual well-being. Now, the monkey mind can have profound effects on both our mental and spiritual well-being. Mentally, it can lead to decreased productivity, poor decision-making, and difficulty managing stress. The constant bombardment of thoughts and distractions can overwhelm our cognitive resources, impairing our ability to think clearly and make sound judgments. Spiritually, the monkey mind can hinder our connection to our higher self and disrupt our sense of inner peace, which is our objective in the system.
Mm-hmm.
When our minds are cluttered with incessant chatter, it becomes challenging to experience moments of stillness and transcendence. This disconnection from our inner self can prevent us from fully engaging in spiritual practices and achieving a deeper understanding of our true nature. Daphne?
Yeah, I mean, it's something, we all want to have that inner peace, and we have to control our minds to get rid of that incessant chatter, the monkey mind that's always doing something. You have to learn to control those thoughts at all times.
Right. And guys, it really is easy, but it does take a discipline and it takes a repetition. But it's a natural state. All you're doing is going to your natural state. It's natural for all of us. You just have to put it into practice because anything that humans do, we got to do it a few times, for it to catch on, and then it becomes a habit for us,
Mm-hmm.
Now let's take a look at some actual techniques for actually calming this monkey mind. All right. Now Daphne had mentioned earlier about the universal law of mindfulness. Number 1 is mindfulness meditation. So, but before we do you want to maybe just read just that a little bit like the header part on the law of mindfulness, and then I'll go ahead and read this first part here?
Right, yeah, sure. The law of mindfulness emphasizes the practice of present moment awareness, non-judgmental observation, and acceptance of one's thoughts, feelings, and experiences. It suggests that by cultivating mindfulness, individuals can develop greater clarity, inner peace, and resilience in the face of life's challenges. This principle highlights the importance of being fully present in each moment and cultivating a deep sense of connection to oneself, others, and the world around us. That when we embody the law of mindfulness, you can cultivate greater presence, clarity, and inner peace in your life, leading to a deeper sense of fulfillment and well-being.
Yeah, so that's the mindfulness. You have to practice it, just like you practice anything else, Let's go ahead and look at the technique here. Number 1, mindfulness meditation. Mindfulness meditation is a powerful practice for calming the monkey mind and fostering mental clarity. It involves focusing your attention on the present moment and observing your thoughts, emotions, and sensations without judgment. This practice helps create a space between you and your thoughts, allowing you to cultivate a sense of calm and detachment. That's the key. To practice mindfulness meditation, find a quiet and comfortable space to sit. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to center yourself. Gently bring your attention to your breath, observing the sensation of the breath entering and leaving your body. When thoughts arise, simply notice them and return your focus to your breath. Over time, mindfulness meditation can help train your mind to remain present and reduce the constant chatter of the monkey mind.
Yeah, this is one thing that I have found helpful is like when the paragraph brings out, gently bring your attention to your breath, observing sensation of the breath entering and leaving your body. Like focus on the air coming through your nostrils, the way it feels at the tip of your nostrils. And
the coolness too of the you can incorporate temperatures.
Whatever.
The more you incorporate, pardon the interruption by the way, incorporate to that focus, like the coolness of the air coming in through the nostril and the heat of it going back out, the temp as well, but give the mind something to do. But the more you can submodalities you can incorporate with it.
That's what I was going to say.
More
is
focus.
Using more of the senses, it helps you to be more present.
Yeah, good thought. Keep in mind now, when you do this is a basic meditation, and we've covered some basic meditations in some previous episodes. When you find your quiet spot, your quiet place, and you sit and you get in position and calm yourself and get the mind calm. This is about the monkey mind and calming the monkey mind. Okay, so keep in mind, you're going to have to sit there depending on you. It's different for all of us, but I do promise one thing, that the more you do this as a daily routine, after a while, you can actually instantly just go into that state without having to, sit and calm down for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, But starting off, it's going to probably take you a little longer.
Yes, and now I'm one who does meditations, but at the same time, if you're not doing them consistently, daily, you can get your mind trained and go into that state, like you were saying, really quickly the more you do this. And if you slack for a while and you're not doing it, that mind chatter picks right back up, and you have to go right back through that calming the mind. So that's why we say be consistent in doing it, because that helps you control the ego, that monkey mind. And we want to be in a more resourceful, positive state than in the worry and strife of the monkey mind.
For the listeners, let me get your opinion. What do you think? My understanding, especially starting out, for all the listeners, it's better to do, 5 minutes a day every day than it is, an hour once a week or whatever.
Yes.
You've got to start somewhere, okay? But like Daphne said, you want to do it daily. You want to do it regularly. Set a certain time. It could be early in the morning before everybody, the whole family wakes up. Or if you're alone, it doesn't matter. You can do it any time. But you have to deal with the outside sources. You have to deal with the rest of life, waking up. If it's a morning thing, you may want to do it in the evenings after everything starts quieting down. And Most people go to sleep, and it may be in the middle of the morning or the night. I don't know. It's going to be different for
Whenever your
everybody.
time is, yeah.
But wherever and whenever, it has to be consistently, okay?
Yes.
Now, when you start off, keep in mind, like we mentioned earlier, you may have to sit there and have nothing but a bunch of clatter if you're only going to be sitting for 5 minutes, if that's all you can do. But the longer you sit, the better it gets.
Even if you are sitting and you have that mind chatter for 5 minutes, you are in the present moment. And that's what it's about, getting in the eternal now. And then when you get in the present moment, then you can start controlling the mind chatter.
Yeah.
Controlling that monkey mind. And the more consistent you are with doing it, the easier and quicker you can get into those deeper levels of meditation.
Mm-hmm. And just in the early stages, just when you start this, just be mindful. Okay, just close your eyes, and relax. Get your breathing going, and the mind's going to be just throwing stuff back and forth, here, there, everywhere. It's going crazy. Let it go. Don't try to focus. Don't grab one of them thoughts and meditate on it. Don't grab it. It's about letting go. It's not about forcing anything. It's not about trying anything. It's not about doing anything. But be mindful that you have thoughts coming, but they're just thoughts. Let them go. It's about letting the thoughts go, and that's the key, guys. They're going to come into you, and it's all scattered. That's what we call the monkey mind. And if you jump up and leave, 2 minutes later, you've accomplished nothing. But the more you can stay focused, if you can sit there long enough, I promise, what's going to happen, it may start off at 100 miles per hour, all these thoughts coming, and there may be 100 thoughts at 100 miles per hour. But guess what? 5 minutes into it, you're down to about, maybe 60 or 70 thoughts, just so often, and then down maybe 50, 30, 40. I know that's a crazy example, but that's the point. It starts off, when you first start to meditate, you're going to have all these thoughts, okay? Let them go, and eventually they start just kind of, and you'll know it. I can't explain it.
You do.
I just know I've experienced it, but you'll know when all the thoughts start calming, and that's when you can start,
go into those deeper levels.
start making those thoughts and going within and doing that.
Yeah, and that's why so many say concentrate on your breathing. That's bringing you into the present moment.
Absolutely. Breathing is key. It's key to all. Now, one thing I wanted to mention before we go to the next section, it's actually on breathing. When you get really good at this, you can do your meditations, 6 hours a day, 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
And that's, that would be the ultimate, because this is how you get to heaven, guys. This is how you get to God. This is how you can go spend all day with God. Okay? This is how you can go visit in the astral realm, going around and go all kind of spiritual places, go visit the Akashic records. You have to put in the time to develop this as a skill. You will not get that just, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, once or twice a week. My point is, it is long term, and like Daphne said, if you can do it, it's not for everybody. Of course, it would be nice if we can all just sit around and meditate for 6 hours a day, but
that would be awesome.
A lot of our schedules don't permit that. But
yeah, I know, yeah.
But just think about that, those guys who can do that, who do put that time. And I think about Yeshua and the greats and things like that. Yeah. They'd go out there and just meditate for hours, I think the Bible calls it prayer, but it's meditation is what it is. That's what they're doing. You can bet they're not on their hands and knees, on their knees with their hands together praying. No, they're going into these altered states of consciousness to be one with the all, one with the source, and if that's what you're doing, you're going out spending all day in the wilderness meditating, and prayer and meditation, then you're all day with God. Well, that's the point of all of this, guys, is for you to be able to get to Christ consciousness. Okay, there are steps that you have to take to get there, and it's for all of us. It's a work in progress. It may take a while for it to start catching on, and it does take many lifetimes for people to, become really enlightened. But people do it, and we have many on record who have obtained Christ consciousness, and even today there are people who are very highly, spiritually consciously aware of things,
Yes.
and are all striving towards that ultimate, Christ consciousness, that oneness that is in all of us,
That's right.
Now, Number 2, deep breathing exercises. Let's take a look at the exercises on breathing now. Deep breathing exercises can help calm the monkey mind by activating the body's relaxation response and promoting a sense of calm. Deep breathing involves taking slow, deep breaths to oxygenate the body and soothe the nervous system. To practice deep breathing, find a comfortable seated position and place one hand on your chest and the other on your abdomen. Inhale deeply through your nose, allowing your abdomen to expand as you fill your lungs with air. That's a trick, by the way, guys. Exhale slowly through your mouth, feeling your abdomen contract. Continue this process for several minutes, focusing on the rhythm of your breath. Deep breathing can help reduce mental agitation and bring your attention back to the present moment. Daphne?
Just controlling your breathing. You got to take those long, deep breaths. It oxygenates the body and it soothes the nervous system. It connects you with the present moment.
And you can combine these, by the way. The meditation and getting into this position. So while you're in that relaxed position and meditating and calming the monkey mind, do those breathings. So like you had mentioned earlier, focus on the breathing coming in and going out. But when you breathe, guys, you don't breathe in through the top, okay? When you breathe in, normally we're breathing up here. You have to breathe out from the stomach. Your diaphragm goes out. It's called diaphragm breathing. Okay, diaphragm breathing is certain breathing where the diaphragm goes out. You're breathing through the diaphragm. So keep that in mind as well. Like it says right here, the deep breathing involves taking those deep breaths to oxygenate the body. But inhale deeply through your nose, allowing your abdomen to expand as you fill your lungs with air. Yeah. So you'll see it when you practice it. You can tell the diaphragm breathing different than a regular breathing. So it's an actual type of breathing.
It's controlled
as well.
breathing is what it is.
Yeah. So let's move on along to guided visualization, number 3.
Yes, this is always fun to do.
Guided visualization is a technique that involves using mental imagery to create a sense of calm and relaxation. By visualizing peaceful and serene scenes, you can help quiet the monkey mind and shift your focus away from stress and anxiety. To practice guided visualization, find a quiet space where you can relax comfortably. Notice that's one of the key elements is, finding that quiet space to relax comfortably. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to center yourself. Imagine a tranquil scene, such as a serene beach, a lush forest, or a peaceful garden. Visualize the details of the scene, including the sights, sounds, and sensations. Allow yourself to fully immerse in the experience, letting go of any distracting thoughts. Guided visualization can help create a mental refuge from the chaos of the monkey mind.
I like using visualization techniques. I like using those because it really does help you to relax and just get centered. Whatever you choose to visualize, as long as it's serene and where you can really calm the mind. That's what it's about, is just getting that mind chatter under control. And this is one of those ways to do that.
Yeah.
Because you're controlling your mind with the visual scenes instead of letting the mind chatter come in and you just not seeing or doing anything. You're just, the mind. But that's the mind chatter.
So, to be 1,000% honest with everybody out there, this is just all a fancy word for hypnosis.
Self-hypnosis.
Self-hypnosis, exactly. Meditation is self-hypnosis. What is hypnosis? Hypnosis is getting the mind under control, getting the mind relaxed, getting the body relaxed, incorporate visualization, incorporate imagery, get the mind to a state to where it is susceptible to input and commands. And this is where life-changing things happen, guys. You can do it yourself through self-hypnosis or meditation, and you can get to these states, and it's just a matter of relaxing the body. Start from head to toe, get your breathing going, visualize something calm, do the countdown, relax the body, And before you know it, you will start drifting into these altered states. You can have somebody do it for you if you can't do it yourself, but it's best to practice it yourself.
Yeah.
You can do it yourself. It's best to do it yourself, by the way. So, but yeah, Daphne, I agree. Visualization is definitely a good key.
Right. And I remember when I first started meditating, I used guided meditations from YouTube. I mean, there's some really short ones just to help you.
Depends on what you want.
Yeah,
it just
depends on
just to relax, or if you want to just do this, if you want to whatever. Yeah, there's tons of them. That's a good idea. Yeah, there are tons of videos
like
and
you
audios,
said, it's always best to have your own without listening to somebody else.
Yeah. I would highly recommend. There is a list of things that have the most impact on the human consciousness and the mind, and relaxation and meditations. Number one, top of the list, without question, will be nature sounds, natural sounds.
Oh, most definitely.
That's even broken down to cricket and frog night sounds is the number one. It's more powerful than ocean sounds. It's more powerful than river sounds. It's more powerful than gentle thunder sounds. It's more powerful than any kind of relaxation nature sounds, which every nature sound is powerful. It is the most powerful for putting you into that altered state. Would anybody like to guess why?
Because it is those sounds that come out at night as you are supposed to be getting ready to go back into that spiritual realm when you connect with your higher self for sleep mode.
Absolutely. You got it. You see, in the natural world, guys, before the modern world, living in homes and buildings and houses and all this kind of stuff the nightlife. Yeah. And at one time, we all lived on Mother Earth, literally, okay? We were always connected to her. We never had shoes on our feet. We didn't need it because, so all day we're discharging energy and taking in her energy. So it's an ongoing thing. And then every evening at nighttime, when you're dealing with the natural cycle, we didn't have artificial lights. Keep that in mind. The artificial night world that we've created, all right? You are back to a natural world where, sun done did his job. He done went on around. Now it's nighttime. All right? And the nighttime has its own orchestra.
Oh, and it's so beautiful.
It has its own sound. And it's the crickets, it's the frogs, it's the whatever.
The night sound of the birds.
In the distance. It can be a wolf off in the distance. It can be cicadas. It can be, whatever. Something chirping over here. But you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. The night has a night orchestra. It has a night sound. Well, in the natural world, when you are lying back down on Mother Earth, you are grounded 1,000% to her, full body to body, body to earth, and you've got this orchestra.
Nature's lullaby.
Nature's orchestra that will put you into those altered states, and then the body will go to rest. The spirit will pop out and go off into the dream world. So that's going to be your
reconnecting to your higher self.
Absolutely. That's, from what I understand, we do reconnect with the spirit world in our dreams.
When we sleep, yeah.
Yeah. So just thought I'd throw that in there, a little something to think about. But anything nature sounds, guys, if you want to go ahead and if you want to listen to something when you meditate, or maybe some really pretty relaxation music, there's tons of that out there as well.
See, all these things I love, but I have found for me,
or even pure quietness is even best too, if you can.
Yeah, for me, when I meditate, a Zen music, like the different frequencies of tones, those always seem to work really well for me for getting me into that deeper level of meditation.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that out, guys. When you get a chance, look up 432 hertz. Anything you listen to and bring into the body, make sure it's 432. You can go on YouTube and type in 432 hertz music, and make sure it's that, because without getting too far off track, our modern industry is based on a 440 standard setting, which scrambles the brain and the mind and things like that. So our modern day music is literally scrambling our brains. So 432 is the natural music frequency standard where we should have been tuning, but nowadays there are people catching on, and they're they are putting out 432 music. So that's another
In modern
little
music,
side
yeah.
tip. Yeah.
And there are the solfeggio frequencies that are...
Solfeggios.
Yeah, however you say that. Thank you.
Yeah, solfeggios.
Yeah, so those are really good for just the different healing frequencies.
That's right.
and everything throughout your body.
Absolutely. And it gets back over to that universal law of vibration,
Yeah.
Vibrations heal, and they also destroy. Okay.
That's right.
A little side note, the 432 hertz is a more balanced, natural resonance vibration for humanity.
Nature sounds.
Yeah. And you throw in something like what they call the 808 on the basses.
Goodness,
These
no,
are
I
the
can't stand
basses
those.
that, like, you can hear them like a mile away.
They go woo woo woo.
Yeah.
Whatever, however,
You could
it's just
pull up at a stoplight or something, and something's going.
your head be hurting. Now the thing is this
That's called. Let me just put my point out before I forget here. It's called the demonic frequency, guys, because it scrambles your brain. It scrambles the mind so much. So anywhere these bass frequencies are being thrown at, and they will travel for miles, guys. A bass frequency will bust through walls. It's a hard frequency to stop. So this person that's driving by and putting out these sound frequencies in your neighborhood or anywhere you pass, it's a bad frequency for the human
it's a
mind.
low energy, yeah. But I was going to say this is these people that have these really loud sound systems like this, it doesn't sound the same on the inside of
In
the
their
vehicle
car, yeah.
as it does on the outside.
Right.
The outer is what is destroying the mind and the vibration of everything. Inside the vehicle, it sounds totally different than
But
outside.
you can bet it's destroying theirs too.
Oh, most definitely, yeah.
But isn't it nice of them just to be able to go around and destroying all of our minds? Just being so kind to help, just destroy everything and scramble our minds and not charging us anything for it or really saying anything about it. Just being so kind and nice to go around and do that, But guys, when you really start getting into the study of frequency and sound and things like that, that's a whole different world. Mm-hmm. But frequencies, back to our meditation point, if you listen to music, do some 432. Eventually get into some binaural beats.
Oh, I love that, yeah.
Yeah, that's a different thing. I can tell you how that works, but it'll take me about 10 minutes to explain that. I need to go on.
No, we've got a lot to cover.
Number 4, journaling and reflection. Okay, we had mentioned this in earlier episodes, and we'll mention it a lot more because it is important. Journaling is a useful tool for managing the monkey mind by externalizing your thoughts and emotions. Writing down your thoughts can help you gain clarity and insight into the underlying causes of mental agitation. To use journaling for mental clarity, set aside a few minutes each day to write about your thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Allow yourself to express whatever comes to mind without censorship. After writing, review your entries and reflect on any recurring themes or patterns. Journaling can help you process your emotions, gain perspective, and reduce the clutter of the monkey mind.
Most definitely. I highly suggest that if you don't journal, start doing it. Go get you a notebook or a journal, whatever you got, whatever you want to do. A binder with loose leaf paper, whatever. Start writing down. Just connect, because the writing connects you to the higher self.
Mm-hmm. And plus it gets it out of the head, out of the mind.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why the thoughts are in your mind.
Yeah.
If you want to just focus on some of the thoughts, whatever, okay, well, why am I thinking about that? Well, you probably need to address it. Okay, well, let me go ahead and address it, write it down. All right, just writing about it will help to kind of calm it down as well. So just getting it out of the head is a good idea. Now, here's where a lot of people fall short. Number 5, physical activity and exercise. Physical activity is an effective way to calm the monkey mind and promote mental clarity. Exercise releases endorphins, which can enhance your mood and reduce stress. Engaging in physical activity also provides a constructive outlet for mental energy and helps shift your focus away from distracting thoughts. Choose a form of exercise that you enjoy, such as walking, running, yoga, or dancing. Incorporate regular physical activity into your routine to support overall well-being and mental clarity. During exercise, focus on the sensations of your body and the rhythm of your movements, allowing yourself to be fully present in the activity.
I love walking. We go walking just about every day, weather permitting.
Mindful eating and nutrition. Mindful eating involves paying attention to the sensory experience of eating and making conscious choices about the food you consume. And a little plug, guys, we've got a really big series coming up here shortly, within the next few episodes on eating. So stick around for that. By practicing mindful eating, you can foster a deeper connection with your body and reduce the impact of the monkey mind on your eating habits. Mm-hmm. To practice mindful eating, sit down at a table for your meals and take a moment to appreciate the appearance, aroma, and taste of your food. Here's the key, guys. Eat slowly and savor each bite, paying attention to the textures and flavors. Avoid distractions such as television or smartphones while eating. Mindful eating can help you develop a healthier relationship with food and reduce the mental clutter associated with eating habits.
Yeah, you know, this is something that my mind is going here with for whatever reason. You know, sitting down to really appreciate the appearance, the aroma, all this of the meal you're about to take in. My mind goes to this. The energy, the way that so many used to do it that has become closed off. Taking your hands and putting over your food, about 3 to 6 inches away from your food, and feeling the energy, thanking your food for energizing, filling your body, and nourishing it. That's the way it used to be done. Now it's you pull your hands up to your face and close off that energy source in the prayer mode. Right. You're closing off that energy source. Remember, everything is vibration. Mm-hmm. So and energy. So that when you're connecting to the food, it's energy through your hands, and your energy's going into it through your hands. That energy's circulating there. But when you do the prayer mode hands, it closes off all that energy.
I heard, and this is not a fact, guys, but I just heard that they say it's possibly that's where the actual praying over your food had originated from.
Mm-hmm, exactly, yeah.
You know,
but it was done differently. Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, they are also eating all natural foods, because only raw natural foods will give you energy. Okay,
it's alive.
You waste your time doing that with a pile of dead food.
All right, live food.
Regardless of how grateful you are, if you got a pile of dead food, you know, do not put animal in your body. Do not put alcohol in your body. Do not put sugar in your body. You know, this is poison. It creates a toxic environment. You know, there are things you do not put in the body. Do not put, processed foods in the body. Do not put cooked foods in the body. Do not put frozen foods in the body. Now, for any of this to work and you on the right spiritual vibration, yes, by all means, have that connection with the food. Do the same thing with the water as well, because water is energy.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
And, you can do that energy thing.
Right.
And bless that food and let that food. And like you said, I like to, and I've only gotten to the practice of it here just the last few months myself, is understanding that humans are fruitarians, okay? You also could be a breatharian as well. All you need is just a little bitty piece of fruit, one little baby piece a day will sustain a human for probably 500, 600, 700 years.
We become gluttonous in our throughout the years,
Yeah, and not only are we gluttonous, and as a society, as a world, not the whole world, there are people who are conscious of eating, right. But it's become an epidemic, health. It's a health thing, people aren't conscious. We're so conditioned on what to eat, and everything
quick
that we
and easy
do.
Go.
We're poisoning our bodies, and a poisoned body equals a poisoned mind. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
If you're experiencing diseases, if you're experiencing mental diseases like depressions or even anxieties or anything that you're experiencing mentally, it's because 9 times out of 10, you're not doing something right with your food.
Mm-hmm. You see, something you've done internally.
If you can get into the habit of raw fruit, that's your key. And when you pull it from the bush or like the berries, thank it. Thank it for its sacrifice, because fruit is something that will sacrifice itself for you. Meat is something that humans sacrifice.
Right.
They go out and kill it, and it has no life in it. Any kind of meat has no life in it, regardless of what they tell you.
The fruits have seeds that give back life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fruits and vegetables. But I was going to say this with us talking about even the water earlier, is we have a well, and I'm so thankful for this because I can literally taste the minerals and life in our water. Now, I do drink bottled water at work every now and then, and it's stripped down to nothing. It even gives me heartburn.
Bottled water is one of the worst things for you guys.
Bottled water will give me heartburn where our well water does not.
No.
That's telling you something that's going on with the water.
Also, the chlorinated, the fluorinated. The fluoride is one of the most dangerous things for the pineal gland, from what I understand. It's like a major cause of calcifying it. Yeah. So, you wonder why man has been dumbed down.
We're on the vibration that we are.
to where we're at. Yeah. Just look at the food, look at what you put in your body, and be mindful of these things, guys.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing, the higher powers that be.
Yeah. So let's move on along, looking at our time here. Number 7, setting boundaries and reducing distractions. The monkey mind can be exasperated by external distractions and demands on your attention. Setting boundaries and reducing distractions can help create a more focused and serene mental environment. Identify sources of distraction in your daily life. That's a good key there, guys. Such as excessive screen time, telephone time, guys, social media, or constant notifications. Set boundaries for these activities by scheduling specific times for checking emails or social media and turning off notifications during focused work periods. Create a detailed space for relaxation and self-care, free from external interruptions. By managing distractions, you can create a more conducive environment for mental clarity and calm.
Set your boundaries, people. That's what it's about.
Yep.
What do you allow in?
Now, as always, on our episodes, we always like to throw in the flip side that, it's not going to be a cakewalk.
The challenges that come with it. There's always
going to be challenges, yeah. Challenges and obstacles. Number 1, persistent mental chatter. Persistent mental chatter can be a significant challenge when trying to calm the monkey mind. The constant stream of thoughts and worries may feel overwhelming and difficult to manage. That's why a lot of people have these issues. They don't know how to handle it, Well, you gotta calm down.
Even to the point where it's like, oh, I can't do this. Well, you can't. If you say you can't, everything is what you believe in. Do you believe you can do it? You can do it. If you believe you can't, you can't.
You're right. If you can, you're right. You can't, you're right.
Exactly.
Yep. To address persistent mental chatter, practice techniques such as mindfulness, meditation, and deep breathing to create space between you and your thoughts, like we had mentioned earlier. Recognize that it is natural for thoughts to arise and that the goal is not to eliminate them, but to observe them without becoming entangled.
Mm-hmm.
Cultivate patience and persistence in your practice, and gradually you will find greater ease in managing mental chatter.
Yes. That's one thing that we have to really be aware of is the patience. Be patient with yourself. If you're just starting this, those of you out there that's been doing it, you get it. You have words of wisdom for people who are just starting out. We do have to incorporate patience and persistence in the practice of doing this.
That's right. Absolutely. What are some of the other things you may experience? Number 2, resistance to stillness. Some individuals may experience resistance to stillness and quietude, finding it uncomfortable or unsettling. This resistance can stem from a fear of facing unresolved emotions or a discomfort with being alone with one's thoughts. To overcome resistance to stillness, start with shorter periods of quiet and gradually increase the duration as you become more comfortable. Practice self-compassion and recognize that it is normal to experience discomfort when facing inner stillness. Use supportive practices such as guided visualization or mindful breathing to ease into stillness and create a more positive experience.
Right. Even one thing that I'm thinking of is that resistance to stillness is because everything is so hectic in the man-made world. It's go, 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 do, that when you sit down, it's like, I need to be doing something. You don't. You need to be present in the moment and adjust into that stillness and say, hey, here I am. I can relax.
Yep.
Because it helps you in so many ways. I mean, it just clears the mind, and you can develop the deeper sense of peace and love and joy in your life when you're able to sit down in your stillness and become one. Okay, so in all that going and doing, and our minds go there, we have to remember it's not about doing as much as you can. It's about being present in the moment. Just be.
Are you talking about like when you're in those meditation things?
Yes.
Yes, you don't do, meditation is not something that you do.
You become.
Mm-hmm. Like you said a while ago, how did you say go, do, do?
Yeah, you just go, do, do.
I think that's, wasn't that like a song? Go, do, do. Da, 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 da. Go, do, do. No, I think I'm just mimicking that old Police song.
Yeah.
Go, ga, or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to number 3. Balancing mindful practices with daily life. Balancing mindful practices with daily responsibilities can be challenging, especially when faced with a busy schedule and competing demands. It is important to integrate mindfulness into your daily routine in a way that feels manageable and sustainable. Identify opportunities to incorporate mindful practices into your daily life, such as mindful breathing during commute times or mindful eating during meals. Create a routine that includes dedicated time for mindfulness practices, and be flexible in adjusting your routine as needed. By finding a balance that works for you, you can maintain a sense of mental clarity and calm throughout your day.
Yes, most definitely. This is one thing that I have started incorporating into my daily travels, because on my commute to work, I used to jam out, man. I used to listen to all the different types of music that I do. But when you can turn that music off and just focus your mind, I've got to where I do that all the time. I rarely even listen to music anymore, because I'm focused on trying to become the better me.
You'll notice she didn't say anything that she's focusing on the road or the drivers in front of her. Hey, I got it. I'm not going to delete this part I'm keeping that in this one. That's not getting edited out. You guys heard that, didn't you?
That's all part of it, though.
Mm-hmm. I ain't saying nothing. Go ahead, finish your story.
But yeah, I mean, it is really just,
I do understand what you're talking about, though. Yeah,
yes.
You're along with your thoughts. Is the best
along
place
with
to
your
be.
thoughts, and really focus these thoughts. Train these thoughts. Don't let it just be all mind chatter.
It's hypnosis, guys.
Yes, yes.
When you drive, when you're on the highway and you're driving. Okay, have you ever took a trip or went somewhere and almost don't remember how you got there, or don't remember maybe the signs that you passed, stop signs, maybe certain cars? No, how? Because you were in an altered state. Humans are in hypnosis every day. We are in altered states every day. Mm-hmm. It's natural to go into hypnosis. It's natural to be relaxed. It really is. Even going into these meditations, mindful states, it really is. But it takes a practice, So it's natural to get in your car. Like you said, you can be cruising down. And humans have a way of doing that, to be able to, you're focused on where you're going. At least you're supposed to be, driving, of course, watching the road ahead of you. But the mind does have a way, even though you're focused, you can do that. Humans are good at that. The mind is big enough to go ahead and be thinking of other things, but you really do, mainly do want to be focusing on, what's in front of you. So, and then once you get to where you're going, then you can go home and go inside and start working on yourself kind of thing. That would be kind of, just little clues, because that's a disclaimer, because that way we can't be anyone held responsible. We start getting emails of people getting hit in traffic because they thought they'd start their meditation practices driving down the interstate or something. Well,
no, I didn't say I was meditating. I did say I was just being focused.
Yeah, I'm just focusing on me. I'm going inside. Yeah, I'd be focused on those people in front of you. I mean, just saying. That's a disclaimer. That way we're protected. Yeah.
Thank you for the disclaimer.
Okay. Yeah, just saying. Now, let's move on with the conclusion, guys. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up. It says here that the monkey mind, with its restless and chaotic nature, can significantly impact our mental and spiritual well-being. By understanding the concept of the monkey mind and implementing techniques for calming mental agitation, we can cultivate greater mental clarity and inner peace. This chapter has explored various practices, including mindfulness, meditation, deep breathing, guided visualization, journaling, physical activity, and mindful eating. As you continue on your journey toward universal divine oneness, remember that managing the monkey mind is an ongoing process that requires patience, persistence, and dedication. Embrace these practices as tools for creating a more focused and serene inner environment, and you will find greater harmony and alignment with your true self. Daphne?
Yes. And even, you know, so many people go around wondering, well, what's my purpose? Why am I here? I've been there myself. But it's that getting clear on what your life path is. Are you on course? Are you connecting with your true self? Or are you just floating through life wandering aimlessly?
Mm-hmm.
Just living moment to moment by the seat of your pants.
And the more healthy spiritually you are, both physically actually and spiritually, the more you can tune into that inner self, and it can guide you throughout life. And, you know, it'll guide you to your purpose, you know, through your purpose and your greater good.
Most definitely.
For you and humanity.
Exactly. It's all about raising that consciousness about everything.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here, but let me put a plug in for the next episode. In fact, that next episode may continue into, it may be more than one, because in my personal opinion, in my understanding and practice, this is the most vital of all. And not only are we going to be covering this section here, but we've got some other corresponding material that's going to be going with it, because it's such an important aspect of you on your path to universal divine oneness. So chapter 7 will be talking about the essential diet and lifestyle, okay? How to nourish the body and soul, all right? And an introduction to essential diet and lifestyle. So a quote I want to throw in real quick here, a lot of people aren't aware of, some may be, but Daphne, you're familiar with it. It is the Essenes Gospel of Peace, I remember reading, where Jesus himself says, don't even waste your time trying to be spiritual or trying to get to the Father. He said, you're wasting your time. Why? He said, because you have to feed off of the breasts
of Mother
Earth for the first 7 years of your life, okay? And he used the example, you know, when a child, up to their first few years, is when they had that connection with the mother. The mother is there they're going to have to feed off the breast of the mother. The mother has all that child needs, okay, for food, and will help that child be, you know, to grow up. And while the father is being a part of that as well, but the father is working, okay? This is the way Jesus was explaining it, Yeshua. When they're 7 years old, the child goes to work with their father, and the father teaches them the ways of how to grow your food, how to support the family, how to work off the land, how to, you know, survive. You know, the skills that we all as humans need, not the stuff, the garbage they teach in schools today that's got nothing to do with reality. You know, it's to keep you distracted. But that's a different story for a different episode. But he says, you know, and he used that as an analogy, that take the time to get your body right. And you do that by feeding off of Mother Earth. In other words, the breast of Mother Earth is whatever Mother Earth gives you, you eat it. But it has to be within season. It has to be alive, taken right off the plant, right off the tree, okay? It cannot be shipped in from another country the way we do stuff today. So when you really look at it, you can really start to understand just how far off we are.
Yeah.
And just how really hoodwinked we have become, you see? Because now it's gotten to the point where many people are in places where they can't even grow their own food.
And it's forbidden.
Most people live in concrete jungles, yeah. They're even passing laws now. You can't grow your own food. I mean, it's getting bad, you know. But the point is, if you want to be a spiritual person, you've got to be a physical person. As far as your eating habits, has to be done right. You have to have the right mindset to be able to have the right discipline and be mindful of what goes into the body, okay? Once you have this mindfulness and you say, nope, that's not going in. Nope, I don't want that. Nope, ooh, I sure would like to have that, but nah. You know, when you can have that discipline, you don't even have to think about it, then you're on the right road, okay? So that's what Jesus meant, Yeshua meant, that, you know, and his words were, don't waste your time trying to find the Father. Don't try to be
You
spiritual.
got to have the right mindset.
Yeah, because you're not, you're toxic. All of us are toxic. He taught how to eat, how to do all that, and we are going to be covering all of that. So that's why I said the eating part, the diet part of this episode in the program is probably going to be more than one episode because there's a lot to cover.
Most definitely.
And
And that's
it's very
just an
important.
upcoming episode.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. So don't forget to go to the website, guys, NDE.world for more information on really super cool stuff. And don't forget to join the Facebook group and like the pages and all that good stuff. And there's tons of episodes and all really cool stuff there on the website, NDE.world. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you all so much, guys. May peace be with you all. Until next time.
Y'all let your light shine.
Hello, you beautiful souls. Don't forget to visit the website, NDE.world. That is
NDE.world.